Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so they're on. I have one addition. Under new business number 10, please add variance for William and Vicky Sutherland. That's all I have.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Do we have a second? Second. All in favor? Motion carried. Give an approval for June minutes, please.
I'll make a motion to approve the June minutes without reading.
Second. All in favor? Motion carried. Approval of a work order in the amount of $1,484.50 for ditch work, backhoe, trees.
I make a motion to approve the.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Old business, Dave Rhodes.
That's pretty all, sort of old business right now. The guys are still going around and doing, pothole patch. If you have any that, you see in your room, that we don't know. The dust control and stuff that we used with the experiment, that seemed to be, it didn't totally wipe out the dust, but we had a lot of rings after it was put on. I have heard that, some people have noticed that it doesn't come up near as much as what it did. I'd like to get together with, Bruce, Corey, when we, plan for next year's road budget, and try to put more money towards materials, like ditch work and things like that to prepare for doing more final blacktop and stuff then as we go. Tom and his guys, I do have to give them an applause for this past week. We had a complaint on one Cameron Cedar for quite a few years. And it went up Monday, and they cut a ditch in on that end of that road. You're more than welcome to go to see the job they did. I think it was at a minimal cost because we used our own equipment. We used the POA labor, and there's no doubt that these guys are capable of doing what needs to be done. So they really need a thank you. Other than that, like I said, I think we ought to seriously look at more dust control for next year. So we're back up down the old campground. We'll probably try to work on that as much as we can this next season. But other than that, the roads are all passable.
Moving right on, new business, DEP. Bruce?
Well, we covered that, there was no motion there, I just, the bills get taken care of, that's the information, that's what I want.
That old past bill that was accumulating interest that's supposed to be wiped off. Moving right on, Melody property.
Since we in possession of that, and the trailer's been torn down. I mean, I'm gonna make a motion to get it listed and sell that trailer, recuperate at least a little bit of our money.
We have a second on that.
I second it.
All in favor? Motion carried. Old red pickup truck and the leaf sucker.
I recommend, I want to make a motion that if you find somebody who wants to buy it, and sell it to them, let's get it scrapped instead of just sitting around and taking up space and rotting away. I mean, they're too dangerous to drive anymore. We've bought a vehicle to replace them. That truck deserves retirement. It's done a job for us.
Earnable motion. We have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
This way everybody knows about it.
Yes, we do. Those three walls medical bills.
I make a motion that we pay the balance of $308, some cents, whatever it is, and any future bills approved by the board of fire before they get paid or turn in the insurance.
Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Motion carried. Stephanie Johnson and Miranda Hopper, if I said that right. You guys here today?
Stephanie.
Stephanie?
Is Miranda here? Okay, Steph, we're about to make a motion to approve you for that. We have co-chairmans, running the meeting right now, and they share events. We try to have somebody where, well, they both represent, the children and the adults. Do you have a preference in regard to, why you're on this committee? Is it more for children or adults?
It doesn't matter. I have a background in, like doing events for adults, and I have a background in doing events for children.
Yeah, do you know Miranda Dover?
I do not.
Okay. We'll try to get some information to you in regard to, where she's at and what her telephone number is. And then, you can have a discussion. I mean, if you're, if you want to become the chairman, that's fine. We can make that motion today.
Okay.
But keep in mind that, we have to have on record background checks and child abuse checks,
Okay.
before we do that.
Do you need for volunteer or employment? Because I have both, because I work in area base.
Oh, you'll be fine. Yeah, you'll be fine. And then, once we get, Miranda's number to you, you can discuss whether you want to be the chairman yourself. That's a decision you even have to ask her. Or if, she wants to be co-chair. And Joyce, you said there was a Campbell lady who was also interested?
Yes, and I'm trying to think, there was another lady that approached me too. Look on my notes, at my home. And this is my suggestion. Anita and Sandy and their husbands did a fantastic job. And, you know, if you can, if you want to, I would sit down and speak to them to give you a little bit more heads up, you know, what it entails and what they did.
They have all their notes and all their numbers. We did a job, get with them.
So what is she doing?
Adult rec committee and youth rec committee.
Okay, Steph, can I have a telephone number?
814-931-8323.
And thank you for volunteering.
8323. Okay, your mind made up that you want to be the chairman?
Yeah.
Entertain a motion to accept, Stephanie Johnson as chairman of the rec.
Yes.
Motion by Freewell, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Dave, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Give her thank you.
You guys were working on your link, bringing it up, which is, really a nice effort. We're at the point now where it's getting into, getting permits, and after, Jonathan agreed to, take care of the permit. But now we're getting into a problem where, it's gonna cost some money. Put a culvert across there, it's probably gonna be, the culvert alone is, round figures $1,000. Plus the labor and material to put it in. That wasn't budgeted this year, and, we're gonna have to talk about that, decide what we're gonna do and go from here. The other thing is, every night you see our buddy Edgar on the TV advertising for work. And in my opinion, I think the association should be covered somehow, that if somebody gets hurt back there, that we're not gonna end up with a lawsuit or something. I'm not anti-fixing up that area, I'm really not. But if somebody falls, somebody cuts themselves or something like that, you need to be protected. I think Tom's got to call the insurance company, and in years past, I think the committee that was taking care of the project at that time had to sign their name, on the list as, people that are working in there, and that will be covered under the, corporation, or not the corporation, but the POA insurance. It's just a little bit of an insurance policy that protects us. It used to have to be that way, but today everybody is, trying to get what they can. So I was seeing what you guys think about where we should go with that project, and what you feelings are about it.
I think it's a good thing they're trying to do, but, like you said, when we met a month ago with the water conservation guy down there, I couldn't believe how many trees around that lake died and fell. I mean, there's fallen trees everywhere, and looks like there's a bunch of dead ones ready to fall. In my opinion, it's too damn dangerous back there. I know one of the volunteers was over there, he fell just that day. Whatever they want to do, I'd like to see it broke down in detail, what they're trying to do, and make sure that it's straight which government agency you have to deal with to do that work. Now, the only one I've noticed they talk to is the water conservation. All right, he made it like, oh, $375 permit, pull that pipe out, drop the pipe, he's run dry. Well, like originally went out, that's the water conservation told us, yeah, go ahead, pull the pipe out, replace the pipe, get it done. Until DEP showed up and said, no, we're in charge, and it's a $300,000 fix. So, I mean, all that stuff's got to be laid out before they get in there. And like, I agree with you, make sure that if there's any accidents back there, make sure they're. I thought it'd be easier, yank it, if they just took the pipe out and built a bridge over it, but that's a whole other thing, government agencies, so that's how I think.
And I actually agree what the volunteers are doing, they're doing a beautiful job. But for them to take that pipe out, I talked to John, our engineer, Singer, and that has to go through the DEP. It just can't cover the water authority conservation cannot just tell us to rip that pipe out. So stuff like that needs to be looked in before they go further. And I agree with Bruce that, they should give us detailed work on what they're doing, which would help.
Moving right along. It says roads for Joyce, but I believe that's ditches.
Yes.
More accurate.
Yeah, it's ditches. When I first got on board, the main thing was looking at the roads or whatever. Our ditches are really bad. Some of the ditches are 5 feet deep, 3, 4, 1 foot deep.
And I feel that the ditches really needs to be looked at, and they need to be further up in case someone does go off the road with a golf cart, that they're not gonna get injured that bad. And the other thing with the roads, I think we really need to look at the lower campground. I think, that's like a forgotten community down there. There's a lot of potholes and down in the lower campground, and I think we need to look at them and take care of the lower campground too. If we can't do it this year, we definitely need to do it next year.
That's gotta be a priority next year.
That's
I've
what
had 4 or 5 people stopping down there. Well, they started, before we started asking if we were gonna do anything down there, and I thought we were, but we didn't. It's a mess. A lot of this GBMA, when they run that line, book that last batch of campers that never had any sewage down there, put that one lift station in. I was told years ago, if they had to do anything, the road and go across the road, cut up the road or anything, those roads are supposed to be put back the way they were, all right? If you look at that right before the bridge, heading up towards Fiddler's Elbow, a lot of that's decay down there, was when they tore that up, and they didn't do anything to repair it. They just run their pipes and did what they had to do, and they pulled out of it. So, it's like they just dug up and replaced a leak, water line in Kibler Lake. They didn't put that road, there was pavement there, they didn't put that road back, they just threw 2 weeks snow down.
Washed out a little bit too, this last rain.
Pardon
The ditch it washed out some after this last rain.
And as far as the ditches go, I mean, especially that place where that woman went into, there's an enormous amount of water that runs down there in these storms. So you pretty much have to have a pretty deep ditch. Do we have the rocks down there like we did? In the ditches, like on Kimberly, when we did last year. The big stone.
There it is, right, we come around the corner, there's stone right there, not all the way down where it's deep. Either side of the road, it's deep on both sides.
And the ditch does not really have stones, it's like the big boulders around are just, yes.
That'll help solve the problem, right? We put stone in along in those areas.
Boulders.
Now those, rocks that we just did along Kimberly this last spring, Turkey Ridge, the river stuff or whatever.
Yeah, so like they did up in Kendrick.
We did last spring.
The number 3 is ain't gonna stop nobody from going over the edge.
No, but it won't be as deep. You put them in the
Well,
water.
that's how deep the pipe is. You can't go any higher than the actual pipe, and that pipe is pretty deep down there. It's not like it's way up here, and it's way down here.
Oh, so you can't go, can't put a cover
Right.
Okay, all right.
What you could do there, Tom, is put,
I can't see you spend all that money ditching, and we're gonna go out and build ditches in a little bit.
we gotta stop digging them deeper. And we have to stop digging them deeper. I mean, where are we gonna end? That's an ideal, already pre-dug area for underground. In other words, you put some, fabric out in that ditch. Clean stone, about 6 inches. Put a perforated pipe in there and put some more 3 or under 2 feet. Well, that fabric off and put your number 3s on top of there. That would solve your whole problem.
Well,
Then it's over, it's done, no more digging ditches. All you gotta do is take that, leaf back and like it's in my.
There's a lot of areas that probably need that.
you start working on next year's plan. Consider all that in the plan.
Well, what I'd like to do, Bruce,
I mean, the campground has to be addressed, 2 campgrounds. I mean, we've neglected them for the last couple of years. We have to give them some love. And, all this other stuff has to be bigger than, so we have an accurate number.
That was the full intent. As far as the, old campground being neglected, part of the reason we did Fox Ridge as the main thoroughfare for all of you guys go to the new campground and the old campground. Indian Trail was picked because of the old campground. That road was terrible. Okay, now the main thoroughfare at that point is over and done for the next 5-7 years. Now what I'd like to do is, you said you and Lori were gonna start, putting some figures together. What I'd like to do is get some estimates. With that good blacktop over like you talked about, 8.5 down there on the solid. In the meantime, maybe Tom's guys can go down for this year and take that, millings that we have left and do a pothole patch. And then next year, well, after we patch the potholes, then start working on these drains. So that was the major step for next year's project down in those areas.
Right, and I agree with you on the side where GDMA dug up and didn't repair it. But if you go on the other side of the lower campground, there are so many potholes there that it's bad. That, both sides, all the lower campground, even North Crescent, North Locust, and South Locust, all of that needs to be looked at because of the potholes.
I had sat down with Lori last week, looking over this budget, and what I'd like to do is, over the years, give you an example, tree cut. Going up until a few years ago, these trees started dying as fast as we used to cut 1, 2, 3 trees down here, and it would cost us $100. All right. So that stuff kind of was always bigger than the maintenance. All right. This year, this ain't counting the trees that our guys get cut or Bill cut. But we have spent so far $12,000 cutting trees. Gone. And I mean, stuff like that, we never really had a figure. That is, we just had to put a number in for maintenance because we didn't have any trees to cut. Like I said, 2 or 3 years, that was all we did. Now we're cutting every time we turn around. We gotta cut trees down. And our guys are really good at cutting a tree down. And, but the ones in, these common grounds in between the rows of houses and stuff are just a little too dangerous for us to do. And you need to put a professional tree cutting out. So, and trees, you don't pay $150 to cut a tree down, or $500-600 for the difference. But, so, stuff like that and legal fees, we're going after more and more people about the dues and everything. We're way over budget on legal fees. So when I start this, we're gonna redo everything, add like tree cutting as a separate entity, and then I'm gonna put together the administrative part of the budget, because that's our fixed cost, there's nothing we can touch. And then we're gonna have a budget meeting today, have your plan. Joyce, anything that you wanna, get budgeted for, and then we'll just sit down and do the budget. But, the legal fees we're gonna have to do because, right now, and of course, it's only August, so we're down behind about $90,000 in dues. And all of it's done, right? So we have one more bill now. It's done. All the billing's done.
The other thing, Bruce, the hemlock trees have that white worm, which is killing the trees. So 4 or 5 years from now, we're not gonna have hemlock. And a lot of those in the common ground are hemlocks. Plus the beach has that beetle, and they are in common ground areas too. And it's a shame that, we have an increased, cost on trees, but Mother Nature has really hurt anyway.
I read in one, I read about it. There is, you know, like people have a couple of hemlock trees on their property. There is a tree, you know, what? But hemlock trees are the most common trees around. We're not gonna go around a tree every hemlock. I mean, that's just the cost, and that's why the state hasn't done anything about it. Because, but it's just something that you gotta realize it's gonna continue, it's probably gonna get worse than it is.
Moving right along, Gary Vesperati.
As I mentioned to you at our meeting, before our meeting, he was in an accident last night and he's not gonna be here.
Variance, William and Vicky Soto. Correct.
That's the, I got two things now I can talk about, Bruce, on the water plant, that water leak was. We went to fix that, and we were prepared to turn the water back on at 7 o'clock, and it started getting somewhere else down the line. So at 10 o'clock at night, we couldn't get our parts we needed to fix that. So it was fixed at the time, it was working. But this, I believe Monday or Tuesday, we're digging that back up to fix it the right way, because we couldn't get the parts.
What are you talking about?
The water leak on the water.
Oh, okay.
So that's why nothing was fixed totally, because we're digging it back up. We could not get the parts we needed at 10 p.m. at night. But we didn't want to let it all leak out without water. So it was fixed, and it's been working. But we now have all the parts we need. We're gonna dig it up, I believe, Monday and Tuesday, and put it back to the way it's supposed to be. And then once everything's settled, my understanding is too, we're supposed to put pavement back and blacktop or whatever. Now, in regards to this, variance or right of way, people bought this lot right over here, behind the tennis courts, and it's up Troxel on the corner of this turn. There's an old driveway that looks like it's there. They're asking for permission to cross common ground, use that as a driveway, because if you go Troxel, it's like 5 feet from Troxel up to this lot. I think they spoke to Dave, was it Dave or Tom, about putting a pole, they would have put a pole in, put the driveway in, and put gravel down everything. They're asking for permission to cross common ground. I don't know if it's 20 or 30 feet of common ground maybe, but here it is. I wrote up, I helped them buy the lot. So they asked me to say something about it. So saying, look at this.
Same place we get a variance probably 2 years ago for a guy that had access. He didn't buy the property.
Yeah.
Now it's like 3 guys later.
Yeah.
Bought it, and it's the exact same variance for the same piece of
I had asked you a year or so ago.
Once.
A year or so ago, I asked about this because somebody was looking to buy it. And, you know, you guys at the time just verbally said that was okay. The guy didn't buy the lot, so we never got anything in writing because he didn't buy it. So,
What size pipe does he have to go to put this culvert in? 10 or 12? It's close to the top, so you give it 10.
10 inch on this coming down Phillips.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
10 is the minimum, and well, 10 is the minimum.
Okay. Well, then, that's what we want.
Motion, to grant this variance for William and Vicky Sutherland.
It's Sunderland.
Sorry.
I make a motion, we grant the permission.
We have a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Now, they do understand when you're calling, the variance gives you the permission to use the property. You don't own it. I mean, if something like a water, if we have to put water on a sewer line, something there, why there's the common ground there. We have to do it. We have to do it, and you can't say, well, now this is my property. Right, they just gotta understand.
It's not their ground.
But give them they have access to it.
Hey, Chris, I got a question on the common ground. Is it 25 feet towards the new kidney,
pavilion or 25 feet to Mr. Baker's?
I don't know that exactly, I just, but there would be no, the right of way, the driveway would be no wider than 25 feet. I don't know how you have to maybe gauge and then have to meet and say, here's where it'll be. I know about where it'll be, I don't know how to tell you, well, start at this rock and go to this tree and whatever. I don't know the exact location. This is his brother, Ronnie, who can tell you exactly where it'll be.
Yes, I'll tell you exactly, we're right here, show. Already showed Tom before.
Who did you, was it David Tom?
Huh?
Was it David Tom you talked to?
Talk to that gentleman right now there at the end, and then I talk to Tom too.
Okay.
So, and that's why I was getting ready to say about 10 inch, because the pipe that they're going to 10 inch, they're going to have to take it down about 10, 15 inches to be able to get it right. And then they're gonna have to slip it in the rest of the way. Because that's what they want. Make sure I get the okay, that's where I'm gonna put it. Bill's gonna get the pipe and then I'm gonna get it. Okay. Get back to that motion, all in favor? All right, motion carried. Any questions? Adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion to meet, adjourn.
Any questions?
Oh, sorry, I thought this was on that topic, and even Gilbert, H300. Just when they spoke about, the Cuba Lake restoration, how is that different from anybody getting hurt, the playground, the pool, the walking trails, the basketball court? Of course, the main objective right now is to get that, pipe removed, fixed, and we can't move forward till that's done because that is such a dangerous situation right there. And I didn't see how that's any different from any place else in here. And as far as the volunteers, because I am one of the volunteers, if we need to, we have our own insurance, but if we have to sign a waiver that we won't, sue the POA or whatever, that I know myself, I would be willing to sign that. I just wanted that comment on it. That just doesn't seem like it's a big thing because we really, if it's dangerous on one side where all those trees are down, did we get that taken care of, Jonathan? Those down trees, are they still down?
Yeah, there's still a lot of concrete.
There's still a lot of down trees. But yeah, that's just our thoughts. And Jonathan is the one that's ahead of that, and he's talked to DEP.
The Department of Natural Resources.
And so if anybody wants to speak to him, he would be able to give you the general information that he has at this point. Thank you.
Yeah, well, as far as getting clearance, just communicate with us. Now, I don't know what's going on down there, but one thing I stress, make sure you're dealing with the right government agency.
It's already done.
Because we started this, the very first time, Kipper Lake went in, water conservation told us, go ahead and change the pipe.
Yeah, they're not.
Then DEP got involved and it turned into $10,000 fix to $300,000. So, and whatever you're gonna do, put it together and put the price together and then present it to us.
Yeah, I don't need a price. I'm
That
not asking for any money, as I mentioned before.
Or concrete head walls on it, I'll tell you that.
All right.
And, so it's stuff that you can't, volunteers can't do, you're gonna have to get labor to get it done, just so we know what's going on, that's all I mean, I commend you guys for, the entrance and that looks really good, you cleaned that up nice. But, as far as the other side of the pond, all them fallen trees, that's pretty dangerous over there.
Right.
Be careful.
Can I just add one more thing about the gentleman Brad that went in there and he fixed that roundabout? And we check on it often, every time we're up, but they're still trying like crap to really dig that up as much as they can. Is there any way that you can restrict anybody going back in there with, recreation vehicles or whatever? Can you post that? I mean, again, they've got trails around the circle.
Just in the circle.
Can you post it?
Yeah, it can be posted, but the people here, or the kids on the quads, they don't pay attention to those signs. They're gonna just go ahead and do whatever they want back there.
It's a shame because it was perfect and it's in uncertain areas.
Sorry.
My sister-in-law has a place on Carnation and Coffee Ridge. About 2 years ago, he put some heavy stone in and washed out. And, you put some millings in that.
Is it on the driveway or on the road?
It's right on the berm.
Is that right? It's going up the hill on the right.
Yep.
Is he the lower one or the first one?
It's that fifth one.
But the first one, put a culvert down through there and put it all grass, which now all the water runs down to your place and washes your place out. 10 bigger rock at your place.
You put bigger rock in, and, it still washes it out, right below waves. You know where wave is? Yeah. It's the next one right now.
We can try to go bigger, add more.
She has a little car going in there, it's tough.
Yes, ma'am.
Her name? It's her name. Thank you. That's anyhow. I have a question. You know, down at the pond down here, where the little thing is. And with all the big stones, often parts from going across. I've got a little spring sitting up there. I'm not getting arrogant or anything. I'm just saying you're all sitting up there. Now you certainly regard with all of you sitting there in your brain, you can figure out a way to do that without having stones sitting on the driveway. So the little press parts try to cure. I'm a pretty good driver, so I haven't hit them yet. But that's the thing, nobody's not too much. But I'm told out here, I'm thinking, man, why don't they just do this? Why don't they just do that? It's the stones.
Talking about down the old pond.
Yes, one day fix, like one day fix, it's only a
And
walk.
you're not supposed to drive through there, except for the quads.
Yeah, I say, is there a way they can fix it rather than walk? Because maybe one of those walks, is there a way that they can take the guardrails and like, where they have cages for the water, so they kind of bring them in and then bring them back out? Almost like an hourglass shape, so that the side by sides and walk.
Anything can be done. It's
Okay,
a matter of money. Right now, we put a few rocks there and it didn't cost anything.
okay, all right.
I always thought that rocks were more natural.
They are natural.
Not if they're on the road. Jesus. You know, I mean, just, even, walk off the gun section comes this way, you got sections come this way. Sitting down looking, I think I'm there to be, washer and dryer or something. Oh, okay. Just, I walk over there, I walk to the place and come off. It's just wrong. We don't get this side.
Both sides of the spillway, we get something. Split rail fencing. So, put it right up against the guardrail, bring it over
Exactly.
to where you need it, and then on the other side of the road, bring it over so you have an opening just enough for a golf cart to go through. And then on both sides, of the spillway. Next spring.
Yeah, just next.
We'll talk about that in the budget next spring.
Yes.
That's something we can do. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's something we gotta fix. But of course, we gotta fix it somewhere where they can't take place.
Yeah.
That'd be something close in, and then.
Yeah, because definitely what Bruce is saying is a great idea. This way the car or the truck or whatever people can get through, it'll eliminate those big boulders.
Another thing that's what worries me is, you know, how the kids don't pay attention or whatever they do, or trying to be smart, whatever the case may be. But you have a comes down and you've got your water gauge over here, and there's a dip. I'm afraid of a child or a kid on a quad, I'm not paying attention, but I get that, you flip over. I mean, because it's a dip. Now, we as adults pay attention to it, well, not always, but anyhow, I mean, I didn't swear.
It's go away.
Yeah, down like this.
Yes, that's what it's designed for.
Yeah, I'm curious, I don't know, I just put something like, it's going there, oh, no. Yes, I agree, because let's go, speaking about this before, that gravel that you guys gotta go clean out. It is a big dip, and there is a good possibility.
Talking where the grass is, where the spill is.
Where the gravel
You go in for the big problem. I can take on another big problem.
Yes, the design of it.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah, I think y'all put it in the books, or maybe in a newsletter. Hey! I was quiet for everybody else, and be quiet for me.
Well, we're still
Okay.
talking.
Well, he said before I was next. That's why I just asked.
Okay, all right.
All right. We put in a newsletter that come next year, kind of like it's supposed to be coming up here and clearing out our right of ways for the electric. I found that all out. They've got us on the books and schedule.
That's their 5-year.
That's their plan. I talked to them and I said all about it and that's where they are at. We got the right of ways out to their right of ways. That way there, the homeowners know that they're coming in here.
Cut the trees back.
Yes.
I did that, yeah.
I just 3 years, 5 years. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Sandy Springfield, P102. Last week we had our back to school party and a pizza party and it went over. We did really well on that. A lot of people came, like, we got to go get another pizza. And then this, because of the rain, the band wanted to move down to Dutch Oval. So, that worked out okay too. Even with the thunder, they played until almost the very end. Today we are having swim relays at noon and then an ice cream social following that. And next Saturday, we're having a spaghetti dinner from 5 to 6:30.
I have a question for the Kimberly Committee. Is that trail, are you designating that as a walking trail?
We don't want to even deal with the trail because, like Bruce said, it's not safe right now, so we don't even want to develop a trail. We just want to make that walkway into the area safe. We just want to do one little thing at a time. So the trail is something we would want to look at years from now. I mean,
The reason I ask, when we moved them rocks down there in the pond, we couldn't take them up there. They were looking a little bit more natural up there instead of sticking out in the open. And if you put them narrow enough to walk through, and wouldn't allow maybe a four-wheeler going through there or something, because they're gonna make a racetrack out of that from Kimber Lake over to Tropic Spring.
right, but right now, that's biting off way more than we can
First
chew.
place they go. You know? I thought maybe we could use them over there.
I think that would be too soon. We want to start small, and I think too many people are thinking it's a bigger project than it should be. If we just do it chunks at a time, year by year, we're not ready for a trail of any sort yet. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, get back to that insurance and liability thing. The average person in here, say I'm walking up, I'm driving my car up, there's that big switch when you turn on, I think it's Robson, yeah, Robson. I mean, it's a pretty big boat. If I accidentally go in there, being that it is so deep, and obviously a dangerous turn there, and I get hurt, Are you saying I have the right to sue? I know you're not.
You can sue anybody anytime you want.
I know that, I know. But what I'm saying is, don't I have any, isn't there such a thing as assumption of risk? If you're doing something stupid, or, you know, getting close, you know it's dangerous, you're not going to do it anyway.
90% of the lawsuits go on, it's basically somebody did something stupid, we're going to blame somebody else to do it, so they sue.
I think there's a difference when you do something on your own, and something happens, versus there's a committee doing something.
Yes.
Are they asked to even do it? Do we even know what they're doing? I mean, if I say, I want you to go cut down these trees and you get hurt, since I asked you to do it, it makes DOA responsible. Are we asking them to clean up
No.
Kibler? Not really. We do know about it. They have formed a committee. Are they insured? I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out. Does the insurance company want me to have a form filled out where all these guys say they won't sue us if they get?
Yes, we can't legally, not sign away in the future.
I'm gonna ask the insurance company what their opinion is on how to handle it. And then I'll be able to find out more of the answers that you're asking right now. Who is actually responsible? Are you covered? Are we all covered behind these gates? I'm gonna find out.
Bruce, I have a question. You do the budget next year. Are we gonna work on pond or just full?
We're not.
Oh, yeah, I mean, the last bid we got on the pool, redo it, $180,000.
Okay.
We're down to $80,000 in the asset maintenance fund, and if we keep going up the budget, we're gonna have less than that by the end of the year, and we gotta build that up. I got a phone call the other day, a guy from North Carolina come up and give us a bid to do the whole pool, everything. He just signed a contract with, Seven Springs Resort, he's gonna be redoing their pool this fall, and, patch, sure. And, and you guys don't do anything. Yeah, if you wanna come up here and let us make payments every year.
And
All right, we'll do that. It's, the bottom line is that you can't even start it until we got the money signatures. Luckily, the way the permit act happened on the pond, at the right time, we had all that money sitting there. And we said, okay, we go, do it. I would like to get it started this fall. I mean, I would, you know, you can't bring them up unless you got the money. Those contracts, those pool companies come to a project like that, they want 50% up front before they start, then they have a draw system, so you got, and you gotta pay it, so, you know, you gotta get it done.
well, the next question is, do you have to do it all at one time? Can you fix something?
Well, the main thing right now, the return lines on the bottom of the pool. All right, we got these bypass that, but to do that, they gotta cut. They did it 10 years ago. We had a company come up from Philadelphia, got a cut from the shallow to the deep end where all the return lines are. Cut it all the way out down to the ground, replace all that piping, and then re-concrete it and re-marcite it, or concrete, whatever they call it, that there. Technically, it shouldn't have towel. I'd like to see the towel, replace the towel instead of that blue ring again all the way around. The last time, we just replaced those lines, replaced the pavers, and replaced the skimmers. And this is 10, 12 years ago, it's $50-some thousand. That's when we replaced the concrete too, right? Definitely. We replaced all that, because I can't remember. Slabs were up, but, I mean, whatever, try to, you know, we can talk to that guy, see if he wants, you know, to come up, replace the skimmers, replace this, and do it piece by piece. But it'd be nice to get in there and knock it out, get it done, and then it's something we don't have to worry about for another 50 years.
Yeah, Bruce, question, when you talk to Patrick,
Did we get him down to 130,000?
Pardon me?
Did we get him down to 130,000 from 180,000?
No.
That was for him not doing something.
Yeah, he started taking off, like, legal, not doing tile work, or, I said, you know, like, you gotta bring equipment. What if we use our backup? You know, stuff like that, and he's capable of working, but, and then in December, he called me, he goes, everything's going up, so that $180,000 pricing is separate right now, everything's going up.
And also with that, you have to house them, because
You gotta pay, and if you looked at that bid, on the bottom of it, that $180,000 didn't cover. He's got, all his crews are Florida. So every one of his crews gotta come up here from Florida. So he's got a concrete pool crew, he's got a crew that does the marsh siding, he's got a tile crew, so you have to bring them in individually. And we're gonna have to pay for hotel expenses, which probably the closest hotel now is Comfort Inn in Evansburg. We have to pay meal expenses.
I work for, they didn't make a private living, they didn't pay for my food. I don't understand why, I'm just because you're from North Carolina, why do you have to pay that price and just charging besides adding all this other stuff? That's a bit much.
Oh, that was part of the bid. That was just part of the bid. I mean, they, you know, if he just didn't face it, I mean, he could have added it in, you know, variation. I mean, that's what the normal company would do, just add it in on the bid. It's not 180,000, maybe 250 or more.
Yeah, but if you do that, that's kind of double dipping, if you ask me.
You'd be surprised there's not many people. Now, I'm waiting for a guy in Pittsburgh. I found a company in Pittsburgh through my sister. And they build water bars, stuff like that. And the guy, when I talked to him, he basically up front said, look, if you're serious, I'll come over. But, you know, if you're gonna sit around and say, well, okay, maybe a year or two, so call me when you're ready. I'll give you, come over and give you an accurate price. So I'm gonna give you a price now, and you say we can't do this for another year or two, and the pricing, but anyway. That's the, you know, I'm gonna talk to that guy, because Pittsburgh is a 2-hour drive to come up forward. I've talked to a lot of people in Pittsburgh, and this badger would give me a bid, it was up there. I was there, but he happened to be doing, come across, and he was doing a pull over in Youngstown, Ohio, and he drove over here that day. I was there at first, but talking to different people in the pool business, he's well known. I mean, like I said, he's doing, he just signed a contract for 7 Springs, they got twice the size pool systems, and he's got another one in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a black man, because I was a man to give this guy $90,000. The back in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So his crew showed up, sleepless, I would be able to sleep in.
Yeah, and Mr. Lehman recommended him also because we were searching. And I trust Mr. Lehman, and he was, when he met with us, he was somewhere up on the, I guess, the western or northern side of Pennsylvania. And he wanted to come down and do the work, but we didn't have money. I mean, this guy's well known, I agree.
Anybody else have any other questions? Sorry.
Mike Sheridan, 174 West River. What is our water bill in Sunrise? What is our water bill here in Sunrise? Water.
I think last month was like 3,000.
Because water going all the time.
It's
Just, take your hose and let it trickle for a week. Shocked how much water you
So
see.
your toilet, we use, what, 1,000 gallons a month? Chris, is that right?
Well, depends how much it's running, but it can. It could be more than that, it could be less. If your coil just runs, you end up down the drain, drain the.
Now, it was 1,000 gallons a day. Hey, last winter said you're using 1,000 gallons a day. One of the toilets was up there running. The platform, I'm not sure what it was, 1,000 gallons a day.
Your flat will get stuck. So just, you don't see it, it just goes down the drain. You don't know.
Tom, is there a way, where we're losing a lot of our water is through those skimmers because they're taped up. And when Gary Doherty was here.
Well, there's other places too, all the way along the top cap, you can almost see it crack.
Right.
Repair.
But if we could.
But it's all in the top 6 inches.
Yeah.
Where all our water, if I don't do anything, don't add any water, it would go down about 6 inches, 8 inches and stop.
Yeah, I mean,
We gotta have overflow.
yeah,
But if you skim the top of the water, if you don't skim the top of the water, all your lotion, everything closes and it stays right there.
but if we can address the skimmers for maybe next year, and Gary Doherty, the product that he said he had didn't work, and then he recommended that DAB product that I mentioned to you, that he thinks the cracks around the skimmers, with steel. Maybe next year before we open up the pool again, we should try, while the water's not up there, to use that DAB and see if it'll stop, us losing water around the skimmers.
Replace the skimmers, you don't break up a lot of concrete too.
Right, and, that way we won't have to break up the concrete.
What is that?
I think in days, the conflict we have, those guys, the towel. They broke all the top, they knocked all the towel off from that. And then he got this recommended this concrete floors, that's where they did with the line. They, I don't think they sealed it up, they steps are, I guarantee it was leaking around that house.
And the one,
We're gonna keep trying on it next year, try everything, the whole, start this fall and try to knock off the concrete, try to make it go in a couple of years, or something like that. Anybody else have any more questions? Sorry.
How about that flex steel?
That's kind of what she's talking about. DAB has their own version of flexi steel where it comes in a gallon jug and put it on the putty knife.
You said that on TV.
Anybody else?
Before we adjourn, I'm asking if we can move the October meeting up to the October 13th, which would be the second week versus the third week.
Second Saturday instead of third.
Yes, second Saturday instead of third Saturday in what month? October. Do you care if we move it up sooner than on the third Saturday, move it to the second Saturday?
I have to check, I am going away in October, I'm not sure when.
Yeah,
I haven't read the calendar.
yeah, because last year you went away and we couldn't do the meeting because we didn't have a quorum. And there was a couple other people who couldn't do on that Thursday.
You can still have a meeting, I feel worthless.
Oh, my question.
So, anyhow, any other questions? It's adjourned this meeting, folks.
Make a motion to
You need to adjourn.